So following my video last week about how so much food goes to waste between the farm and the market, and how farmers should really start thinking outside of the box and start finding ways to add value to their produce. I've just happened to have these apples at home. They were going to go to waste. And following that video, I got thinking that should I waste these apples? I know some of them look like they are just going bad, but we can still salvage quite a lot from them. So I am going to wash these apples. I'm going to dehydrate them, and I'm going to make apple powder. I will do my best to show you the process. Can you see this apple? This is one that will just go to the bin. But this is only a small fraction of the apple that is bad. The rest of the apple can be saved. I am going to try and see what I can do to save these apples. And I will show you the process as much as I can, because I cannot hold the camera and do the work at the same time. Stay with me. Okay, so I will prepare the apples by washing them. And every single one of them are now washed. So next I will cut up the apples into small pieces, and I will show you in a minute. For this video, I'm going to use the oven as a dehydrator. So my trays are not that good. So I'm going to wrap this with tin foil and then lay my apple pieces on top of it before I put it in the oven. This is how my first tray has turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and make another tray in exactly the same way. Hopefully I have enough trays for my apples that I have. Some apples, I put them in my pizza tray. It's not big enough, but hey, it will serve the purpose for now. I'll go ahead and make another tray because I still have quite a few apples to cut up. Okay, so this is all the trays that I could manage. So I will go ahead and put them in my oven now. I'll show you in a minute. But there's something interesting I just wanted to share with you about food and the laws of the universe, particularly when it comes to food. There's something called the law of leftovers. It always applies when food is involved. There are always leftovers. So I've got these leftovers that have, I couldn't fit anywhere. I even have a whole apple here, which I've not been able to cut up. But hey, it is what it is. My apples could not be spared from the law of leftovers. Do your research on the law of leftovers. Just to give you a hint, go back in the Bible to the story of Ruth and how she would go into the field of Boaz behind all the workers and pick up all the leftovers so that she could live on the leftovers. Not only her story, when Moses was giving laws to the children of Israel, he told them about allowing the widows and the orphans to go and live on the leftovers from their land. So there you go. I am going to now put, I don't know how I'm going to do this with a camera, and let me try and show you. I'm going to put my trays in the oven. Oh, it's not working. Let me use my both hands. I'll show you once it's in the oven. All right, so my apples are now in the oven. And because we don't want to cook the apples, we want to dry them, I'm going to leave the oven slightly open. I don't know whether you can see that. I've left it slightly open. The oven is not the best way to dehydrate vegetables or dehydrate anything. There is another gadget called a dehydrator, which is best for this job. But for now, because I don't have a dehydrator, I'm going to use the oven, and the temperature on the oven should be minimal. So my oven is turned up to just 50. It's turned up to 50 degrees Celsius. It's a fan oven, so I can feel the breeze from the oven, and I have left the oven open slightly. I don't know how this process is going to last, whether it's going to be 2 hours, whether it's going to be 12 hours. It does not really matter. So I will show you, I will come back and show you the next phase of the process that we want to achieve in today's video. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I come back. So that is my bowl of snacks. I'm just remembering now that I forgot to count how many apples there was yesterday before I sliced them up. I would have said there was about between 7 and 10 apples. And with what I have in here, it's quite dry. I'm going to leave it to sit for a while before we grind them. I think I would have eaten about 3 apples already, sliced as they are, because they are quite tasty, they are quite yummy. So I've ate quite a bit of them, and I'm actually in two minds. I'm thinking, should I just keep these in a jar and just snack on them, or should I make them into powder? But I remember what I promised, that I was going to make apple powder, so that is what I will do. So later on in the day, I will slice these into a powder and see how we get on. Thank you very much. Adios. Now my apples have been just sitting out here for about 2 hours now since I took them out from the oven, and I am now going to blend them to make them into a powder. Let's see how that comes out. I'm putting them in a blender now. Oh, maybe it's too much. I may have to do 2 lots of the blending. Let's see what happens now. Okay, so I have now finished blending the first lot. Now let's see how it has come out. This is how it has come out. Apple flakes. These still taste nice. There you are. I will store these in a jar and use them as sprinkle, you know, for anything. If you're baking cakes, you can sprinkle on. If you make porridge, you can sprinkle on. If you make smoothies, if you like smoothies, you can use them in your smoothie. So this is apple powder. This is apple powder, and it's one way of storing food that would have otherwise gone to waste. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that, and maybe some of you will be wondering, what is the relationship to farming, or to the purpose of this channel? So if you didn't watch the video last week, we were talking about how food goes to waste from the farm to the market. And this is just one of the ways that we could reduce waste. You know, farmers could come together, or not even come together. Farmers could dehydrate some of their produce rather than it going to waste. Food can be dehydrated. It can be dried, sold as dry vegetables, or it can be dried, sold as dried fruits, or it can be made into jams, African jams, I don't know, or it can be made into powders, like I've just made apple powder now. As I keep saying, the possibilities are endless. The powders are so, you just have to go to any supermarket and you will see these things. They are very expensive. Powdered apples, powdered tomatoes, powdered vegetables. You know, we talk about these days in the what industry is this called, where they are trying to promote whole foods eating. There is spirulina, which is just basically dried spinach that has been ground into a powder. And I bought spirulina powder one time. It is expensive. So farmers can do this. And also the other thing is, you do not have to be a farmer yourself to produce all these value-added products. You could start a business just working with farmers, taking excess produce, value-adding the excess produce, and then sell them at a higher price. It doesn't have to be higher price, but it's all about reducing the wastage in the food industry, particularly the farm produce. So I hope you've enjoyed that. This is all I had to share with you today. Thank you so much. Keep coming back to our channel. Don't forget to hit that like button if you liked this video. And also, if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you are waiting for. Please subscribe. See you in the comment section and let's talk about it. I'm interested in tomatoes, so maybe in the next video, I'm not sure, I will get some tomatoes, dehydrate some tomatoes and make tomato powder. So thank you so much. Have a good day. Be blessed and remain blessed. Thank you.